Hey there, it's David once again. Thank you for watching my various videos. I really appreciate the good thoughts from you about what I'm doing. I wanted to talk about getting tips and saying thank you. By the way, you'll notice my background changes and my um, puffy cheeks tend to show up. I live in Airbnbs. I am an urban nomad. Since I first started recording these, this is now my third location, and it will probably continue that way for some time. I've been doing this for 3 years. I happen to be now across the street from one of the places where I busk a lot, so it makes it very, very handy. My voice is a little gone today because I was doing some singing earlier, and it took a lot out of me. But that's not why I'm here. I wanted to talk about tips and about thank yous. I have a different take from a lot of people, and I think it is one of the reasons why I tend to get good tips. Today I did quite well, and it was a hot day, and usually people want to get in and out of their cars into the store and avoid the warm weather as much as they can. But in this particular case, they actually stopped and talked with me, and I think it has to do with the response I make when people tip me. I don't usually just nod, I usually say thank you. Sometimes it screws up my playing, but well, that happens. But I don't just say thank you, but thanks, it's very kind of you, is one of the phrases I use. Or thank you, it means a lot. Or um, sometimes I say thank you, I can pay my rent today, which in this case was very true since I don't want to get behind on my rent. I do rent week to week and sometimes day to day, depending upon how my finances are going. There are a lot of people out there who busk who don't acknowledge the tips, and that is a bit concerning to me because, well, the reason the people busk is in order to make money. I mean, they like to perform, yeah, no question about it. But most people busk because they do want to make some cash out of it. I can't see why they can't thank people for the tips. And it's funny, it's happened many times that I will stop when I'm playing or be at a particular spot in my song where I can talk briefly without screwing up my playing, which isn't, uh, let's just say, there's a lot of motor skills involved, but I'm not quite at the point where I can um, carry on a conversation and play at the same time unless I plan it just right. What I'm getting at is when I stop and say thank you, I appreciate that. Very nice of you. That's one of the things I always say, very nice of you. Thank you so much. Stuff like that. Oftentimes it will result in additional tips because there are a lot of lonely people out there. There are a lot of people who don't have a heck of a lot of contact. Oftentimes their jobs are involved with manipulating things, oftentimes working in offices where all they're doing is software stuff, where they're, you know, sending documents, reading stuff, whatever, and they don't have that much interaction with people, certainly not on a sociable sort of basis. So that's why I make it a point of stopping or slowing down and acknowledging their tip. And they like it so much that oftentimes they will tip me additional money. And that happened twice today. There was one guy who tipped me $2, and then he said, I've got a five. Can you give me two back? And I said, okay. So he tipped me an additional dollar. And then there was somebody else who walked right past me without even acknowledging me at all. But I said, "Good afternoon. It's a beautiful day, isn't it? Whatever." And he stopped and he looked around, made sure that I was talking to him. And then he said, "Yes, it's a beautiful day today. How are you doing?" And I said, "Well, pretty good. I hope to make rent money today, but I think I will." And he said, "Well, here's a little something to add to your pot." And he tipped me $10. So what I'm getting at is it's important to acknowledge people if you want to do this for a living, as I do. And in fact, it's interesting because um, I might have a couple uh, home concerts going on, and now I've got to figure out how to set my price for doing that. I may have set it too low, but I got this and possibly another gig in private homes mainly because I stopped and talked with people. People really appreciate what I'm doing. If you've heard my video on the shorts area here, um, I that was a Bob Dylan tune I played, but I play Americana, I play TV theme songs, I play some bluegrass, I play some old time music, I play some rock, and I'm learning. If I don't screw it up, I'm learning the. Oh goodness, who's the one who wrote or stole uh, St. Thomas? Darn, jazz musician. No, I can't remember the guy's name. Anyway, I've been working on that and trying to get. I'm doing a lot of things that don't quite fit my accordion, and but I try. I make it work. And even when I make a mistake, people realize I'm human. I'm not a jukebox after all. And that's pretty important because people want human connection, especially today when, let's say you're applying for a job here on the fringes of Silicon Valley. I'm outside of San Jose, and there's a lot of layoffs. There's a lot of people applying for jobs. Well, when you're applying for a job, they've pretty much eliminated HR departments in most companies of any size. So what happens is you apply for a job and you get a bot sending you a text message back. And then you answer the questions, and then you get linked over to a web page, which has another bot. And then maybe by the third try, you actually talk to a real human. But they don't work for the company either. They work for the agency or the recruiter. And then maybe by the fourth or fifth time, you actually talk to a real human who can actually make a hiring decision. Now imagine how many people are in that very situation right now where they're trying to get work and they are thwarted every which way by this automation that has taken over hiring. The reason I'm saying that, and of course I've been subjected to that myself, the reason I'm saying that is because there are people who are just very stressed out, saddened, angry. And what I do as a busker is to try to bring some joy into their lives, even for a few moments. Tonight I was out in front of a store. I was playing till about 9:30 or 10 p.m. as I did last night. And it's interesting because when you catch people off the commute hours, they tend to be a bit more sociable because they're not in a hurry to get to or from work or to or from home. So it makes a big difference in the kind of interaction you have, which is why I prefer off prime times, off commute hours. But as I'm saying, and I can't stress it too much, is I think it's important to say thank you, to acknowledge the person as much as possible, especially if you can do it a little bit overboard, like Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And that will make people feel happy. And I don't know about you, but for me, making people happy is why I busk. Thanks for watching. And I think there's a subscription here or there. Oh, subscription, I guess, is up there and comments are down there. I don't know. I don't know all this stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching. And I appreciate the fact that you like what I'm doing.